the last 6 months, have you ever had that feeling where you're just disappointed? You check your bank account and you're just not happy about it? This video is for you. From an early age, I've always been interested in finance. Maybe it's because my dad owned a company with up to 100 employees, or maybe it's because he just paid me to read. In the last 3 to 4 years, I found myself being passionate about the financial markets, specifically how currency pairs correlate. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 4 signs that you're doing financially well, even if you don't feel like it. And make sure you watch till the end for the last point, because that one is really important. And subscribe for everything finance. So number 1 is, what are you looking at? Did you know the human eye is one of the most intricate pieces of equipment we have on our body? You know, it has over 10,000 cells alone in the eyes. And what complicates things is we have to use it every single day. So when you see someone who's financially well, what do you think about? Are you looking at status? Status is the external validation of others. So it's the people who have and the people who do not have. When you see those really, really big houses, they only appear big to those who don't actually have big houses. When you see someone with loads of branded clothing lines, you don't really think twice if you've got loads of them as well. You don't really care. And this completely trickles into social media. When you see someone with 5,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers, 100,000 followers, do you equate them to being rich? So do you see someone on Instagram and think they must have a lot of money? Because I know you guys do. If you're looking for financial success through the instrument and the eye of status, then I can tell you that you're always going to have this constant feeling of trying to one-up yourself, trying to do better. What do I mean by this? For example, if you buy a Porsche to elevate your status, well, that's only going to elevate it to whom? To the people that have Porsches. They won't be bothered by this elevation. And what you find is that people need to get this external validation from somewhere. They need to buy these items to make themselves feel better. And this will put you feeling very edgy, feeling slightly anxious, because you're always comparing yourself to the next person. Real wealth cannot be seen by the naked eye. It's a really good quote, and it says, wealth is not the same as income. If you have a really good income and you spend it, you're not getting wealthier, you are just living high. It's really important that you see wealth for what it is. Positive ROIs, things that make sense financially, not liabilities, having loads of assets and having cash flow. You have the awareness to spot how you see wealth, not just as the status game, but more so the actual wealth, then you're going to be financially well. So your net worth is your net worth. Honestly, when people used to tell me this, I never used to really believe it. I would just kind of ignore it. But I 100% wholeheartedly believe that whoever you hang around with, you will make the average of that income. And if not the average of that income, you will stay with the same mindset. It doesn't have to be income, but you'll have the same mindset. So here's an example. If you have a friend who has a Lamborghini, do you need to also buy a Lamborghini to take pictures in the Lamborghini? No. You can just ask your friend, hey, can I take a picture in your Lamborghini? Also, in the same way, if you have a friend who has a house in Spain, do you need to have a house in Spain? No, you don't. You can just ask your friend to go visit them. And this is why networking is so important. You need to talk to people. You need to be talking to strangers every single day of your life. Why? Because you don't know who's going to actually benefit you. You don't know who's going to be your business partner. You don't know who's going to be your $1 million husband. You don't know who's going to be your $1 million wife. You don't know. For example, if you're going to David Lloyd's and you're paying £100 just to go to the gym, if you go to that gym, it's not like the equipment is astronomically better, but the people that are there, they have money. So then, of course, what's going to happen is you're going to go into contact with them. You're going to be in saunas, you're going to be in close proximity to them. And ultimately, if you befriend some of them, they may take you on holiday. They may take you to certain events that they have. You don't need to know all the millionaires in the room. You just need to have a friend who knows them. When I was younger, my dad had this car. It was a Jaguar and it was customized, and it had these customized wheels. Now, we would always see people every single day, and I mean every single day that car was used. We had a child, adult, stranger would just come, and the wheels would basically automatically rotate. So you could grab them as well and just spin them. To have so many people just grab the wheels, strangers, and just spin them. And this is what I'm trying to get at. Do I need to own that car and purchase that car to have access to that car? No, I don't. I just have to ask my dad, who has access to that car. Employ this strategy with your friendships, and I can tell you right now, you're going to be financially well. Third sign is how much you actually earn. So the average salary in the UK is 27,000, and in the US it's around 59,000. These numbers don't mean a thing. Science actually says otherwise. There's a theory called loss aversion. The theory of loss aversion is that the feeling of losing something is twice as much as the feeling of gaining something. Have you ever been in this position where you make more money than your friends? How do you actually feel towards it? Well, you might not feel a thing, and you might be like, yeah, I'm making more money, but ultimately it goes away. But when one of your friends is actually making significantly more than you, that feeling is so intense. If you bet £50 and you know you could have made 100, you'd be like, okay. But if you lost all your £50, you would be annoyed. And that feeling of being annoyed, of losing something, is so much greater than gaining something. If you take this to a social circle, it doesn't matter where you are on the ladder. You can get rich, and richer. If someone in your group is making more money than you, it's going to annoy you so much. Whereas if you're the one who's out earning your colleagues, it won't actually irritate you that much. It doesn't matter about what you're earning, it matters what you're doing. If you're getting better 1% every day, how long does it take you before you're 100% better? That's 100 days. How long does it take you to you're 200% better? That's 200 days. Do you understand that leveling up every day is so much more important than focus on just a salary, a stick-on salary that you stick on a piece of paper to be like, this is what I earn? You're doing well if you're focusing on yourself. Now, the last one is these 3 signs. Pay attention because you need to get this right. Number 1 is being aware of your relationship with money. If you know you're a spender, it's good to know you're a spender. If you know you're a saver, it's good to know. If you know you're stingy, it's good to know. Because if you can plan with your personality, it's going to save you so much more time. Example, me personally, I know that I'm a stingy person, so I don't have to worry about getting Louis Vuitton because I know that's not in my nature. Whereas someone else needs to worry about that type of stuff. Now, your relationship with money is going to come from your income and your expenses. One way to help you with that is using money saving apps. The one I personally use is one called Emma. It helps you track all your money and all the expenses, all the ingoings, all the outgoings, and really lets you stay on top of everything. Please check it out because it's actually really useful. Number 2 is you need to have an emergency fund. This is 6 to 8 months of expenses. And number 3 is good debt and bad debt. You need to have some good debt, for example, having a mortgage or having a business. If you have a pharmacy, for example, yes, you might be in debt by 600,000. However, each day that debt is actually making you money. Where in property, if you have a property, you could be in 100,000 debt. However, if it's giving you money, £500 a month, £600, £1,000 a month, that is good debt. What is bad debt is having credit cards that don't actually serve a purpose. It's having a car that's £30,000 but actually serves you no purpose, doesn't make you any money. So this is the end of the video. I really want you guys to share this with other people because then this video can get shown to more people and we can get them more educated on finances.